What's going on? I wanted to do this video because I wanted to just get off of the serious side. Often do I tend to get to the issues in our community, and of course I'm just that much passionate about it. But however, I was having this conversation with some friends of mine about some older ladies. I don't want to call them older, but older than I am. And just a relationship, about relationships and about being single and what that means. Because often a lot of women don't realize a lot of stuff to women that's common sense is not common sense to men. And a lot of time, often, they do not realize that. So, I wanted to kind of talk about that, as far as with men, women, relationships, what it means for everyone. Because men, we tend, and in relationships, we tend to get complacent. So that means we stop going to the gym, we stop working out, we stop dressing nice. And that's me. I stop buying more clothes. I start dressing bummy. Stop working out. Stuff like that. And you just get complacent. And so, I was talking to this older sister about relationships. And she was telling me, for one, the most important part of communication is listening. You got to learn to listen. And the women in men's life have to school them to game. So women, if you got men, whether it's your son, your brother, your cousin, your significant other, you have to give them game. Give them game on what you like. And if he's slipping and it's something you don't like, matter of fact, this is about 10 years ago. When I was in a relationship, there was a sister told me, she was like, yo, your stomach is looking bogus. And the very next day I went to the gym. And later on, she moved away and came back. And she was like, yo, I told my next boyfriend, she was like, yo, I told him, he need to do something about his stomach, and he got mad. But I think constructive criticism especially in relationships, is very healthy, and that we should welcome that constructive criticism. And often we don't. We often kind of take it as take it as offensive, and that's something that we should not do, and that's something that we need to learn to be able to take constructive criticism. But what I wanted to talk about is that women, you must tell men, give us game, because we don't know it. And I gotta tell a lot of men, yo, bro, when you go on a first date, make sure you groom yourself. Make sure you are great relationships. Make sure you got your car clean. It's crazy. I talk to women now, and they like, yo, most men want the women to pay, or to pay half. And I'm like, what the? That is strike number one. So I kind of wanted to talk to men and women, but I definitely want women to chime in on, for what? Women, for one, write in the comment section, what do you like for a man when you're single? What are you looking for? And for men, I want you guys to also just write in the comment box, also hit that like button, and say what you like in a relationship once you're single, if you're single. Hold on, I don't know how to share this live. If y'all know how to share this live, share this to y'all social media, because I can't share this live. Anyway, something that I wanted to say is that, in relationships, we often get complacent. And so men have to realize that you must sell yourself before you can sell your car, before you can sell your house, because women don't see your car. They don't see your house. They see you first. And so the first thing that they notice, first thing that they do is analyze you and judge you for what you have on, what you're wearing, the type of shoes, because it tells what type of person you are. And so often, in a relationship, men don't, well, some men and women, both on both sides, you have to actually keep both sides entertained, and just as if you're still trying to keep that person just as hard as you fought to get that person. And so often do I get that mixed up a lot. And being single sucks. And this is something I learned at an early age, is that you have to work on yourself. I had to learn, man, now's the time to work on me. If there's any college courses you want to take them now. If there's any degrees you want to get, if there's that other job you wanted to get, if there's that gym membership you wanted to get, now's the time to get it. Now's the best time to get that, get to know yourself, as they said. There was a sister that told me, she was like, Donald, she was like, yo, you need to get to know yourself. And I got offended, like, what the hell you talking about? I know myself. I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here. I know what I'm talking about. I know myself. And it wasn't until one day I woke up, and I used to like to go bike ride. And I used to always want somebody to go with me. And I realized, yo, I could do this myself. And once you work on yourself, and I'm learning that, once you work on yourself, the relationship will come without you looking for it. But if you're just looking for it and you're not working on yourself, you won't find it. So I learned to, during the times that I am single, to work on myself, start with shoes. And that's something I never understood. But my sister told me, she was like, yo, women look down at the shoes first. I was like, I don't know. Ain't nobody look down. Who the hell would look down at somebody's feet first? What's that? That don't make no sense. She said, look, this was in my early 20s. She was like, don't try to understand it. Just do it. You're not going to understand it right now. But just listen to me and do it. And sure enough, I did it. And there was a female, she told me, she was like, yo, the only reason I hollered at you is because you had on nice shoes. And I'm like, what? I still didn't understand it as a child. It was in my early 20s. But now that I'm in my late 30s, I understand it now. I see, what women see. I'm more observant than I was in my 20s. I see what women are looking at. And so often, we were having this conversation about women paying attention, because women will watch other women and they'll stare them down. I asked the sister, what are y'all looking at? Why come you're looking at that woman? And she was like, yo, I'm paying attention to what men like. I noticed a lot of men peeping her. I wanted to peep what men are observing, what type of outfit she had on, her style. And men are less observant than women are. So I wanted to change it a little bit. I do have several other channels that I do other shows on. I do a lot of stock shows. I do have those channels linked in the side. So I do have other channels that I do go to. But I want to switch it today and not get so much wrapped up into our communities. Of course, I'm just that passionate about our communities. But dating and relationships and keeping our communities, relationships together is something we all must work on. There is a gender war going on within the black community, men versus women. It's to the point to where it's clubs you go to and the men on one side, women on the other side. And it's strange. And it's strange. And the more I talk to women, and I'm like, yo, how come if a man just say hello or what's up, how come y'all so evil, so mad, so angry, and a man can't even say hello? And one sister was like, hey, men are very aggressive. They think you say hello, you want to holler. And then even if you tell them no, they say so what, and they stay aggressive. So that ruins the dating scene in the black community. Because we go to the club, we can't even say hello to a sister. We scared to say hi. I can't walk up to a group of women and say, hey, how y'all doing? They'll be like, what the fuck? Get away from me. And cuss me out. So it is an off balance, but it depends on where you at. The Chicagoland area is worse. New York is bad. But when we go to St. Louis and other places, it's totally opposite. And that's strange to me. But the more packed of city that you in, women got 30 men coming at them a day. To whereas I talk to women in Arizona, North Carolina, some places in Texas, some places around the country, and they like, yo, I get hollered at maybe once every 6 months. And I'm like, wow. That's a complete different from the Chicagoland area. That's a complete difference from the Chicagoland area. So those who come in, make sure you hit the like button, tell me where you from, and chime in on the conversation. I wanted to switch it up a little bit because I don't want to be and stay very serious. I got other channels that I do other shows. Shows like this just on other channels. I kind of keep this particular channel about our communities, about the upliftment, what's going on Philly. I try to keep the upliftment. You guys, as far as with Alexis and Davion, you guys tell me, once you're single, what do you look for in a relationship? Especially, what's going on, Ghetto King? What do you guys look for in a relationship, men or women? But what I was saying is that when you're single, you must work on yourself. And I tell men this. Men don't know until we have to be taught, like, to groom yourself. Here and down here, you got to learn how to groom yourself. You got to know how to dress. You also got to smell good. You also have to know what to do on that first date. On what not to do on that first date. If it's a first date, there's rules to first dates. You got to have your car smelling good. Stop at the gas station, spend $1, get that smell good. Also, clean your car. Make sure your car is very clean. Make sure you are very clean. Groom and smelling good. To all senses, you must attract. You must be appealing in every single sense, human sense there is. And that's something that I try to tell a lot of cats too. Yo, man, you got to work on yourself when you're single. Because single does suck. You know, of course, you get lonely. But if you a good communicator, of course, physical appearance, hard working. Absolutely. That's one thing that I must have is somebody that has good conversation. But, of course, I like to talk so I can have a listener. Somebody that's just a listener to me is also good. But I love to talk. So, in my case, I got to learn how to listen as well on the first date. So, when I do go on the first date, I got to know when to turn it off and turn the questions towards her. And ask her a lot of questions and listen when she answers those questions. Because I have to learn how to turn it off because I talk too damn much. And I can be just someone that just rambles, talks, and then not listen. So that's one thing that I learned, especially on the first date, to listen. Something else for men, something else that I talk to other brothers and I talk to sisters, they tell me. One thing on the first date you can never bring up, and I don't even care if she bring it up, is sex. If she bring up sex, change the subject. You bet not ever talk about it, think about it, or mention it on the first date. And if it happened on the first date, just let it happen. But outside of that, don't expect it. Don't talk about it. Don't even think about it on that first date. Even if she mentions something in that subject, flip that subject. Flip that subject. But for men and women alike, it's a lot of things that you could do single, as far as with working on yourself. What's going on, Donna? One thing we can do as far as working on yourself is, one thing I started to do is go to the gym. So that's one thing I'm about to start doing, is going back to the gym. And start working out, doing push-ups and whatever. Because that's for one thing for men and women. Just like a job, you got to sell yourself. We pass out our resumes and hope for a call back. And women are the hirees. We are the hirers. Ain't that right? Hirees, hirers. Anyway, women, you guys get the be yourself. You guys get the resume. You get to flip through the resumes and give calls back. We have to pass out our resumes. And that's why I say that it sucks. Because we got to jump out there and chase her down and walk over here and approach her. A lot of women think it's easy for men. It is nowhere near easy for men. A lot of women think it's a lot easier than it is. And it is just a complete opposite as far as with relationships. Nobody want to start back over. Nobody want to go through that. Okay, let me chase her down. Let me chase her down. Let me talk to her. Let me talk to her. Oh, let me, especially when you get older. In your 20s, that's, even in my 20s, I was like, oh, man, I got to do this again. I got to go chase her down. You guys that are watching, tell me, have you guys been on online dating? Have you guys online dated at all? For those of you watching, before you answer, I have. And I tell you what, with online dating, the best sites to go on is the ones where you pay. Just like the club, if you go on a site that is free, that's what you get. That's who you meet. Just like a free club. If you go to a free club, the ish that come up out the free club is exactly what you're going to get on the free site. That's a no-no. Alright, let me see what you said, Alexis. Yes, it's hard out there. I was married, now starting over. Online sucks. What site did you go on? Online. Online was a great experience. This was in my late 20s, though. Exactly working out brings out a bright light over people. People gravitate to it. You know what? Yeah, once you work out, you feel a lot more confident. When I was working out, when I was swole, I felt 10 times more confident in myself. I'm going to show y'all a picture of me when I was working out. I fell off all the way, though. I fell off tremendously. Damn, I fell off. I'm going to show y'all a picture of me when I was working out. Working out. I'm going to show y'all a picture. Plenty of Fish. Stay off that. That's why it sucked. I told you the free stuff sucked. Go on, the one I did was Black People Meet. And what I was meeting was doctors, lawyers, nurses, crib car career, no kids, one kid, established. That was me when I was working out. Fell all the way off. Fell off. Dang, I missed the jump, but I'm about to jump back in there. And so, when I do, stay off of Plenty of Fish. Stay off of there, run fast. Because, Black People, BMP, it's BPM. You say it's boring and no one in the area. Oh, okay, thanks. What area you in, Alexis? But you know what? That's one thing you have to do. You got to work on yourself. And it's a lot harder. Oh, men and women, don't get me wrong. So I do talk to a lot of women, but we were having this conversation. And I love to have conversations like this because so many people, okay, Philly. But you know what? And speaking of Philly and other states, for real, when I talk to women in Chicago, people in Chicago are very mean. Very mean, especially the women, to me. When I go out of town to any other state outside of New York, they super mean. But outside of, if I go to the mall in St. Louis, I walk up to a female and just walk past and be like, hey, how you doing? They stop and be like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, what? You say hi to a sister here, she'll look at you like, motherfucker, beat it. Push. Push. Keep moving. And it's like, damn. That's what it's like here. At the end of the day, you like, yo, I'm scared to even say hello to a sister. And damn sure don't want to give a compliment. Because as soon as you give a compliment, first things first, they swear you trying to holler. And which is unfortunate. So now, We got clubs too, as where it's just men over here, women over here, and you can't even, nobody's conversating, nobody kicking it. At the end of the day, y'all should stay home. But when you go to one of their clubs, if you go, Chicago people are worse than New York people. I think so. Well, I don't know. I've been in New York once. And they pretty rude and mad and evil, just like we are. But see, we aggressive people because we're around so many people on a daily basis. We run into robbers, people that hate us, want to kill us, want to fight us and like us, and it's just so aggressive. So we dealing with thousands of personalities every day. Donna, how is it in New York? In New York, it's bad. Every man I meet just want your money. Is sickening. Dang. Come on, man. That's something else. We got to go back to being the providers and wanting to be the providers. Yo, it's women think it's normal to pay on the first date. I'm like, what? I wouldn't even go out on the first date. That's something else too. Man, if you cannot, yeah, museum or park. But something I like to do is like out to eat. I like a place where I can sit down and talk and get to know that person and actually talk to them. Because if you go to like a show and y'all can't conversate and y'all just sit next to each other, whack. That's the worst first date you can go on, is the show. Yeah, museum or park is cool because y'all can walk and kind of get to know each other. But I think the best first date is something like going out to eat. But when you eat, don't eat nothing hard where you got to chew or whatever. Eat soft food. Eat, if at all, eat very little. Because what you'll find yourself, if you chew too loud, chew too, or whatever, one bad move can ruin that. So, you know what I'm saying? And so men got to be taught what to do on the first date, how to do it, what to do, on what not to do, or what not to say. About money and occupation in New York and physical appearance. Absolutely right. We are very shallow people. I think women are more shallow than men. But I could be wrong on that. I think both, on both sides, like California. But you know, in California, I heard they all work out and our bodies are amazing. Because, I mean, it's hot year round. You gotta, you know, it's beaches out there. So you gotta compete. But that's what I was saying. You know what? When you go to the club, you go to the gym. When you go to the gym and work out, you see other, like I used to see how women looked at some of the men that walked in there swole, not too swole, but swole. And I used to watch women be every head turn. I used to be like, damn, that's what I want to be. So I used to have to compete in there with them. Maybe you need to come to a different state. I swear, if I have all my family here, I'd be loose. Peace and blessings, bro. My life in the shop. What's going on, bro? Yeah, if you want a girl from Cali, you better be on your game. So, yeah, I hear Miami. Because it's beaches. And people half naked out there. So, you got to compete. That's how the gym is. And that's why the gym motivates a lot of people. I got to the point where I'm okay being single. You do. I know what you're talking about. It is. You come to a point to where you find yourself. You're okay going to the show, you know, by yourself. Going to the movies, especially when children are involved. Your children become your everything. You put all your energy and source towards your child. You know, you really ain't got time. You got work. You know, you got your child, you got your household, and so that's what you pretty much focus on so much. And, you know, that's peace and love, how you doing? Oh, okay, you talking to dude. And that's pretty much what you become. So I wanted to kind of flip the script. I ain't want to stay on the same subject about our communities. We get the issue. You know, it's a lot more out there, a lot more for us. But, you know what? But how does relationships come back to our communities? Our relationships are horrible. I think, what is it, 70 to 80% of our sisters are single? That's bad. That's bad. And black women are the least to get married. And are the, you know, are the most unwed women in the world. Something like that. Something in that order. But that's what it is, and that's the stat, and that's pretty bad. So, I I've been married 25 years. Hey, Ghetto King, that's an amazing thing, bro. And that's something we need. That's something we need more of. Is two-parent households, two-parent households that stick together and stay together, and are able to raise up our children and our youth and be example to our communities. Yeah, I think 70% of black women are single, and then for men it's probably just as high. So I mean, if 70% of women are single, then it's got to be 70% of men single. So pretty much, but that's just us. It ain't nobody else. Nobody else. Stats is that bad. So what is it with us and our communities? I think we are very shallow people. We are. I think a lot of us are very shallow. You need virtuous women, bro. I mean, you know what? But see, now's the time to really, you know, where as far as with me getting to know myself, I'm about to start back working out. I'm about to start back doing some of the things that I could not do on the weekends. Start to get this stuff done, get that done, and work on me, you know. And that's something that we must learn collectively as a people. Start working on yourself. Start working on your clothes. Buy a new outfit every time you get paid. Buy new shoes. But glad you are doing better. Have green tea with turmeric. I do. I use turmeric. Very good with recovery. Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that. I know about turmeric though. I do take turmeric now. Tea. I'm gonna try that. Definitely. Knowing is half the battle. We must talk about some of these things about health. That's something else too, y'all. We getting poisoned every which way in what we're eating and drinking. We must do better as far as physically and what we eat. We must watch what we eat. And I think the only best way for us to live longer is to eat less. Because even some of our healthy food have pesticides in the fruit, poison in the fruit, and poison in everything we eat. Especially the water. A lot of water, even bottled water, got a lot of acid in it. It ain't just spring. It's not just water from the Alps or the Rocky Mountains. It's water. They went to the ocean and added chemicals to it and threw it in a bottle. That's what we drinking. And that's what we calling healthy water. And that's what we think is healthy. It ain't. It's just tap water that they went to the lake and got and filtered it with chlorine, all this whatever chemicals they put in it, and said spring water. Okay, thanks, kid. I'm a co-worker now. I was just talking about that all that cancer is scary. Yeah, right. We must eat less. We must watch every single thing we put into our bodies. Somebody was even telling me cologne can seep into your skin. So I stopped wearing cologne like I used to. I used to love putting on cologne all the time. But then there was a cat that told me that it seeps into your skin, and I didn't think about that. And it breaks down in your liver. I didn't ever think about that. Where does cologne go? It's absorbed in your skin, into your bloodstream. We must grow our own food. We must grow our own food. Right. Wearing cologne does seep into your skin. What's going on, Allison from Cleveland? We talking about relationships and being single, and that you must start and work on yourself. And that's the time to go back to the gym. Buy new clothes. Sell yourself. You must sell yourself. You ask me what I'm looking for in a woman? That's a good question, because let me tell you something. Women and men are different. Women and men are much different. One thing I do like is dark-skinned, thin sisters. That's one thing I'm into. Dark-skinned sisters. Love dark-skinned sisters. But to me, you know, I'm looking for somebody that's good conversation. Great conversation. Somebody that can hold a conversation, you know, at any given point. Somebody that can hold a conversation. That's one of the key points. Because, of course, you see I like to talk a lot. And so anybody that know me know I love to talk and can talk all night and day. That's why it's one of the reasons why I just jumped on YouTube and like, hey, let me go and talk to you guys. But what's it like in Cleveland, Sister Allison? Everywhere is different too. Dating scene everywhere is completely different. And from when I'm talking to different people from different parts of the country, it's like, yo, it's totally different. So I ain't want that much, y'all. I ain't gonna stay here long. I ain't gonna bother y'all. I got a lot of different shows I'm gonna do. I'm investing in marijuana stocks, y'all. But would you relocate for your queen? Good question, sister. Good question. That's a great question. That's a good question. I don't know, because all of my family is here, all of it, and I'm really, really big on family. Really big on family. I try to tell a lot of people on here, you know, family has to stick together, especially in our communities. But that's a good question, sister. You know what? I don't know. I do not know. But there's a lot of stuff that we need to know, and staying in good health, staying in good shape. And right, you know what? And I am not getting any younger either. And so as you get older, you're like, wait a minute. And so I'm seeing young sisters 21, 22, and they looking at me like I'm an old man. I'm like, oh my goodness. Brother, I had apple cider vinegar, ginger, lemon, and tea. Drink it hot. That's dope. That's dope. Absolutely. I've been married for 18 years, still married, husband next to me, knocked out sleep. That's good business. That's good business. Marriages are very healthy. Our community really needs that example. We really do. We need more married queens like yourself, sister, definitely, because that that shows our children, you know, stability, and that we need to stick together. Family need to stay together for thicker, for better, for worse. Relationships are going to be very hard. Marriages are going to be very hard, and we must stick through it. It's normal today for men and women in this country to, at 30, to been with 15, 20 people. That's like normal something. It's like, yo, man, at the end of the day, you know, other countries looking at us like, yo, man, y'all, what are y'all doing out there? And so all them love to talk is just let them go. Get in the word down. I've been drinking a lot of water, powder. Yes, we must drink healthy. Stop drinking pop, y'all. Pop is horrible. Acid, sugar, and that's easy to give up. If you start drinking water, water will actually start really tasting very good, believe it or not. And then once you get different types of water, pH balance 10 water is amazing. Dating with kids make it super hard, sister. No question. I got a little girl. Pop is my weakness. That's easy to give up. That should be easy to give up. No, it should be. But if you give it up, if you knock it out for like 2 weeks, by the time you drink it again, you can taste it so strong. Like pH balance 10 water. And to stop drinking pop, one of the things I did was just start drinking more water, and kept me kind of full. Buy more bottled water. Since I had the water, I'm like, yo, I gotta drink it. And so I was able to give up pop. Plus, I got acid reflux. I had to give it up anyway. So, I had no choice but to give it up. But it is affecting our health, our kidneys. Pop will destroy your kidneys. So that's one thing I gave up. And of course, and then one thing to do is to drink water. Drink like 12 ounces of water before you eat. For one, it helps dissolve your food, fills you up, and you eat less. So that's one thing. Positive staying healthy, brother, very good. Make fresh ginger, power. I don't drink soda. Bump that. Gonna tell if I haven't drinking soda, not sweet drinks. Right. Only thing I drink is coffee. That's my heart. That's my hang up there. Coffee is something hard to do. Something hard to give up. 'Cause coffee wake you up. It's good. Make you feel better. Anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna stay here long. I just want to flip the script. I ain't want to stay on. Our community's too tough, man. It's a lot of shows. But we must have 7 different incomes. Must invest in real estate. We must start our own businesses. Having a job is cool, but we must work on our own businesses and find out about the stock market. I'm about to do a show on the stock market. I got another separate channel for the stock market and investing. So for you guys, watch the video I do on the stock market. I teach you guys on what to look for, the websites to go on how to invest and what to invest in. Even if you don't invest in stocks, take a look at it, because this is something we leaving our children nothing when we die. When we pass away, we leaving our children debt. We should be leaving our children real estate, businesses, and money. Absolutely, sister, no doubt. But we should be leaving our children money. So watch my live about the stock market too, and learn how to invest in the stock market, and just watch it. And you know what I'm saying? And watch what I invest in and what I research, and then kind of look at some of the stock market videos and read up on it, because it could be beneficial in the future and something we could pass our children. Stock market is a long-term investment, not a short-term investment. By the time, 2035, when my daughter goes to college, I want to be able to say, here go your college fund. I want to send her to Harvard somewhere. Here go a car. Here go a laptop. Be easy. And that's something I want to do. A goal of mine is to just say, hey, go on, do you, be easy. So I'm about to put that. I already put the video together pretty much already about the stock market. Michigan is about to legalize marijuana December 6th. So I'm gonna do a show on the stocks that plan to benefit. Marijuana stocks is something that I'm investing in. They're legalizing marijuana. They legalized it in Canada. They're about to legalize it in Mexico. And Trump is getting ready to legalize it on a federal level here. But most states are legalizing recreational marijuana. No doubt, y'all. No doubt. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all have a good night. Stay cool. Check out my shows. Make sure y'all like when y'all come into the chat room. Make sure y'all like the video. Comment on the videos. And also share the videos that I do. I got other channels. I'm going to do one on the stock market. So if y'all don't invest, just watch it, check it out, see what you can do. There's penny stocks, but do your research on what to invest in if you decide to get in. And check out, Google marijuana stocks and take a look at it, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace. I can't end the live.